Hello, it's Y-Boy here of Cartoon Corner. And it's that time of year again. Christmas time. A time where we should be thinking of our fellow man. And what better way than with Red Ribbon Reviewers. Red Ribbon Reviewers is a project that's entitled video producers like myself to wear a red ribbon like this that helps spread AIDS awareness to a large section of the population that might not really think of it. So, for the next two reviews, they are dedicated to Red Ribbon Reviewers. And if you want to know more information about Red Ribbon Reviewers and all the other video producers that are a part of it, please go to the website right here and find some more information. And now, let's get on with the show.
Hello, boys and girls, and merry time of year where you can form commercialism on your hotels. And for this evening of Cartoon Corner, we're going to be talking about a story, a lovely Christmas story about a sad, pathetic little woman of a man.
Hey, I know exactly who you're talking about. You know that, right?
Yeah. Now this evening is sad, pathetic tale of a geek who loves cartoons. Ooh, baby light, that's nice.
There once was a pissy little girl of a boy, pissy and neat. His name was Y-Boy, and he was in for a treat. So Y-Boy was mad, there was no doubt about that. He decided to bitch about that sleep. He bitched about the original Frosty that you've all grown to know, and how it was a classic. It wasn't hard to show. The story was simple, the characters the same, and a song so catchy it leaves me in disdain. So after tons of sequels and spin-offs of our old snowy friends, Y-Boy now had to deal with the sequel that made him feel like he took it in the end.
Frosty the Snowman was a jolly happy...
My God! I hate this movie!
And I'm still reviewing it. Aren't I so lucky?
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
Shut up!
Ooh, pissy.
Okay, before we start with the actual movie, let's introduce a new part of the show. Remember the Prodigy review where I actually looked at the box cover of that awful movie? Because it was so horrendously... Oh, God. I can't even explain about that one. This box cover isn't as bad as the Prodigy, but it's still pretty bad. This box cover literally has me confused every time I look at this. Let's go through it, shall we? First off, what is wrong with these kids' eyes? I've been trying to, envision what these eyes would look like in real life, and all I can come up with is stoner eyes. And also, there's a little nitpicky here, but double eyebrows. Oh yes, nowhere on this box does it even label prominently any of the actors that are actually in this movie. Like, I would expect maybe Tom Kenny to pop up on here, seeing as he's SpongeBob. But nope, it's just Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds right on the cover. And I know Burt Reynolds is awesome and everything, but here's a question. If you asked a kid who Burt Reynolds is, what do you think they'll answer? Huh? And finally, the ultimate reason why this movie won't work is that it prominently places their little plot device right on the cover. A magical freaking comic book. I am in so much crap now, aren't I? Oh, God. Okay, I've wasted time long enough. Let's get to the magical adventure of The Legend of Frosty the Snowman. Ugh. Well, we start off with Burt Reynolds, our narrator, with his opening narration.
All too often, our happiest memories are packed away in hard-to-reach places. But when you find something long forgotten, you rediscover what you knew all along.
So after the hat escaped from the attic, which will lead into a very hate-filled rant, but let's save that for later, we get our opening credits. Which, guess what? I have a problem with. Just look at them.
Snowman was a jolly, happy soul.
When have you ever seen a movie have the casting director's credit as the very first credit? This is basically what the opening credits are. Basically just the producers of the movie, which I know from experience do a lot of work for the movie. But here's a funny fact. Most people consider the actors the star of the movie, not the producers. So maybe you should actually place the actors' names at the beginning? Huh? Oh yes, and get ready for the magical movie to just be ripped out in 3, 2, 1.
Say he could laugh and play just the same as you and me.
Wow! Literally, after the opening credits, I feel like I should just impale my childhood on a stake, because it's clearly dead now.
It is said that Frosty the Snowman always goes where he is needed most. And right now, no one needs Frosty more than a boy named Tommy Tinkerton in a town called Evergreen.
A.K.A. Phil and Lou from Rugrats. Wait a minute. Tommy Pickles and... Oh! God! Uncreative much? So we meet the Tinkerton family. Charlie Tinkerton, played by Janine Ellis. Mrs. Tinkerton, voiced by Candy Milo. And Mr. Tinkerton, a.k.a. the guy who can't choose Christmas movies for crap. Screw you, Tom. So anyway, life in the town of Evergreen is run by the mayor, Mr. Tinkerton, who... compensating for something, runs Evergreen all to the unnatural standards of a dictatorship. And he's so gosh darn proud of his dictatorship over Evergreen. But like Burt Reynolds said, something magical will happen this Christmas.
And we're walking. Keep it moving, people.
Oh no, that was just forcibly funny. This is the magic.
But if there's one thing that life has taught me, it's that there are no accidents.
Since when does a hat have a mind of its own?
Hey, Walter. After school, let me guess. You're gonna go talk to Sarah Simple? You say that every day, Tommy. This time, I mean it. There's something different about today.
Okay, there was something wrong with that kid's reaction.
Uh-huh. Oh, like, I would totally dump him too, girl. Like, Tony Timberton does not deserve you. Like, he doesn't. No. No. Like, really? Oh, no. Oh.
Bird.
Oh, sorry, some gazing was out the window. Oh, what were you saying? Uh-huh. No.
Finally, the kids get to school, but the hat continues to stalk Tommy. And when he tries to tell Principal Larry Miller...
That hat, Principal Pankley, I think it's following me.
Do I look like a baby?
No, sir, Principal Pankley, sir.
Does it look like bedtime?
No.
Then why are you telling me stories?
Oh, God, that is unfunny. You have to try to be that bad.
Good morning, children. Our hands are clean and neatly folded
Because we always follow the rules.
You know, there's telling a joke, and then there's forcing a joke on the situation. So yeah, Larry Miller might be evil. And might I add that he's the only Asian guy in the entire movie? How accidentally racist. After school we meet Sarah Simple, Tommy's love interest, who's played by Tara Strong. And let me guess where Sarah's story is going to go. We're going to get a girl power message, aren't we?
But I don't want to be a princess. I want to be an urban planner.
An urban planner? Oh, you're just like my mama. And you both are losers! Like I'm totally genius at this.
Now we move on to the Tinkertons having dinner, where nothing tacked on or forcibly funny will be included at all. God damn it! Every single scene has something I have to bitch about! This pointless scene! It's so goddamn pointless, it's just irritating to watch. And I know what they were trying to do. They're just trying to vaguely put the plot device of the #1 pin and give it to Charlie so Tommy feels all sad and won't go playing with Frosty after because he'll feel bad to his father. Which, by the way, giving a #1 pin to your children, making family a competition, Tinkerton, screw you! So, we move on to Tommy meeting Frosty for the first time.
You looking for me? I can't. I already let my dad down once today.
Kid, act like the condensation turning into a magical snowman actually surprises you a little bit. It's called emoting. Do it sometime. So because Tommy's not #1, oh dear God, I'm not #1. Oh God, get over it.
Tommy refuses to play with Frosty, so Frosty has to go with his #2 choice, Walter Waiter.
Oh, but let's be fair and call him what he is. Token!
How are you doing this? I don't see any strings. Walter! Where are you going?
Act! You need to act so you can emote something other than blandness. So after the hat drops Token off in the middle of the woods, Token sporadically thinks, let's make a snowman, and Frosty is born.
Happy birthday! Well, then I guess we're not twins, are we?
Ah! God! 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 God!
Oh, hey, white boy. That's a...
Oh, Vanessa, I want this Christmas to be the best one ever. Because I know you're a dirty girl. Oh, come now. Couldn't White Boy not get through one review without going to a murderous rampage? Oh well. I'll talk about why Miss Frosty is the worst Frosty.
Well, what does Y-Boy think of this rendition of Frosty? Well, he feels that Bill Gaggerback, you know, the guy who plays that pink polished heart, Patrick Star from SpongeBob SquarePants, is a terrible choice to play Frosty, seeing as how Bill plays the role exactly like he would Patrick Star.
No! My name's not Rick!
Ice skate? Ice skate? I love to ice skate!
Thanks, Harold. I'll take it from here.
Never thank me again. I'm just in it. For some alone time. Now, let's get on with this.
So after a night of playing with Frosty, Token is punished for staying out after curfew. But not by his parents, but by the school. Yes, because I remember the last time my principal came into my classroom and slapped my hands with a ruler for not eating my vegetables at dinner time. So Token gets detention, and after Charlie gets some food on Miller, he's thrown in there too. And his #1 pin is taken away!
And I'll need the pin back.
Not the pin.
Yes, the pin. Oh, definitely the pin.
That hurt me more than it hurt you, son. Because I poked myself. Right there, see?
You make me want to go choke on some coal, you're that despicably unfunny. Anyway, Frosty's had vandalizes Tinkerton's car, and Sarah, showing her little kleptomaniac in her, steals it and takes it to her miniature evergreen. Aw, stealing is so magical. Tommy then comes around Frosty's hat and decides to chase after her to get some answers. And at the same time, Frosty is playing with Charlie and Token. Gee, I didn't know Frosty could be in 2 places at once. Forget that. Tommy follows the hat to a secret chamber under the library and finds the magical, ridiculous plot device on the cover. The magical comic book.
The secret and never-ending adventures of Frosty the Snowman.
Wow! A lazy exposition dump and a Deus Ex Machina all in one comic! Wow! Okay, this is where we get our connection to the 1969 Frosty the Snowman. And guess what? It's wrong! First off, the backstory in this movie goes that this boy here brought Frosty to life the first time, but no, was Karen here. Quite a mix-up. Second, at the end of the story that's dramatically conveniently shown here, Frosty disappears entirely, and the boy never sees him again, instead of, you know, Frosty flying off with Santa to the North Pole. So, by that, you'd be right to think that this has nothing to do with the 1969 Frosty the Snowman. At all. But Professor Hinkle makes a cameo in this movie. But his name is not Professor Hinkle at all. Which backs up the argument that this has nothing to do with the 1969 movie at all. Yeah. Okay, moving along from that contrived mess of a connection, Frosty continues to convert all the kids into rebels against their parents, and all while hurting them. Seriously, count the number of scenes where Frosty puts all these kids in either danger or actually physically hurts them. physical violence against kids is so magical as well. Almost as magical as stealing. Well, moving on to the adults. Tinkerton, really showing how far that stick was up his ass, has a total meltdown because the kids are acting like kids, and the parents of the town aren't happy about this at all.
Daughter is refusing piano. She only wants to go ice skating with the snow fellow.
They're breaking rules!
Talking back,
Acting silly.
telling stories all about some snowman named Frosty.
So Miller, seeing this chance, moves in and takes over as mayor due to Tinkerton's meltdown. Funny, I thought you have to be voted into office to be mayor, but this is a dictatorship apparently, so I guess this flies. Oh, meanwhile, Tommy has found out something terrible.
Boy spent the rest of the winter looking for proof that Frosty the Snowman really did exist, but he never found any. I wish the rest of these pages weren't blank.
By the powers of convenience!
Amazing!
And through the magical power of the Deus Ex comic book, he gets the rest of the story. And it is proven that Tinkerton was the boy from the comic the entire time! Oh my, but we already knew that. And apparently Miller was the one that made Frosty disappear all that time, because Miller was jealous of Tinkerton's relationship with Frosty. So he decided to lock up Frosty's hat, so Frosty couldn't play with Tinkerton ever again. And that leads me to one simple question. Why did Frosty's hat wait almost 15 years to get out of the attic? Look, at the beginning, Frosty's hat almost had no trouble of getting out of the attic. Look, all the chains just pop off. So, by my logic, he could have done that 15 years ago. Maybe Frosty was just sick of Tinkerton and decided to lay low until Tinkerton croaked.
Way to shine, big guy! Feel that golden glow? Gosh, that's warm stuff!
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
So Miller plans to melt Frosty in the lake by tricking Token into taking him there. But it might already be too late for Tommy to stop it, because they're already there! And by the placement of that sign, they should have clearly seen that it was thin ice.
Frosty, no!
Like I actually get this movie the dignity of having some of the soundtracks of the 1969 movie played in it. Puh.
So with Frosty out of the way, Miller begins his plan on reverting Evergreen back to his normal dictatorship self.
But now including evil games of Simon Says.
Pankley says stand up. Pankley says touch your heads. Pankley says hop on one foot.
Yeah, I know.
So Tommy, in rebellion to this, recruits Charlie, Sarah, Token, and 3 other characters who I don't care what their names are, to save Frosty. Mission Improbable style. The kids are able to bring Frosty back to life, and there's much rejoice.
Also, the parents see Frosty and are dumbfounded by what they see.
Well, yeah, it looks like that. But Pankley says close your eyes. Close your eyes. Pankley says don't look at the snowman or whatever that is.
Just shut up for 5 minutes! God, you deserve to land on a pile of needles and have them pierce through your eyes! So Frosty, the kids, and the parents have a huge snowball fight in celebration of the end of the movie and the declaration of Evergreen, yay! The girl power subplot is resolved without much of a payoff, yay! Miller falls into the ice-cold water, yay for hyperthermia, and Burt Reynolds gives the final line of the movie.
And Tommy grew up to have everything he ever wanted. Take it from me because, well, I happen to know Tommy Tinkerton pretty darn well.
Thomas! Coming from the cold. You'd catch your death.
Coming, Sarah. I'm coming.
Why is someone that sounds so cool like Burt Reynolds in this crap?
This movie is absolute crap. The characters are bland and just plain annoying. The story is paper thin and barely there, only held together by the most contrived of plot devices. Also, a quick word on Frosty. Not funny at all. Frosty is supposed to be a magical entity, not this moronic, unsettled atom bomb of annoyance like this movie portrays him. The movie just seems like a desperate attempt to be funny, magical, and endearing. And you know what? By this movie trying so hard to be these things, it comes out empty-handed in all categories. Also, not a sequel to the 1969 movie. Marketing this crap as a sequel to that is a big fat lie, and everyone knows it. The only good thing in this movie is Burt Reynolds' narration. And quite honestly, I would stick an icicle under my nails before I willingly watch this snow turd again, despite Burt Reynolds' narration.
So hope you enjoyed my Christmas bitchings. Now I gotta go destroy the snowy turd. See ya next time.
Christmas was always very merry indeed. You have a Merry Christmas too.
Frosty the snowman had to hurry on his way.
But he waved goodbye, saying, "Don't you cry."
I'll be back on Christmas Day.